Welcome everyone to another video, and today we're going to take a look at a team featuring the Pokemon Corviknight. Corviknight is a steel flying type Pokemon with access to the moveset Sand Attack, Iron Hit and Sky Attack. It has a fairly good coverage with being able to deal with grass, fighting types, fairy types, as well as to a certain extent other steel and rock types. With it we have Furret as the safe swap with Sucker Punch, Swift and Trailblaze. This is as a check to ghost type Pokemon, of course. I tried using Diggersby as the safe swap instead of Furret, but I feel like Furret has a lot more fast move pressure to deal with the ghost types, as well as having Swift as a neutral hit versus a fighting type that will come in that also hits quite hard. And also with that we have Primeape as our closer with access to Karate Chop, Reach Fist and Close Combat, so we know how good Primeape is, especially after the Karate Chop buff and Reach Fist Community Day. And let's see how this team does. And going into the first game, we have a Claydol in the lead. So with this, usually what we want to do is we want to stay in and throw a charge move to take a shield before they throw the Rock Tomb, because they will usually shield the first charge move. Unfortunately for this opponent, they did not do that and they immediately threw an Ice Beam, in which case it's very good for us because at this point they are quite energy dry and they come in with a Shadow Pidgeot to counter our Furret. So the purpose of this Furret is to bait out the Primeape counters such as this Shadow Pidgeot, because Shadow Pidgeot will have a hard time versus our Corviknight, and there we are just going to let it go and trust in Primeape's power as well as the boost that it gets to finish the job. And here they have Emolga at the back, and we are going to throw it at CMP because we know that Primeape has a very high attack stat, and the first one will definitely not be shielded by them, but because we have a shield advantage right now, we are going to just throw on CMP just to get their last shield out of the way. And here we are going to safely shield, knowing that their Claydol that is energy dry, and we are going to wait a turn, just hold that charge move from throwing it, and we do get the double up to KO Claydol before launching the +3 Reach Fist into the Emolga to take the win. So going into the second game, we have a Shadow Dusknoir in the lead. So same thing as well for Shadow Dusknoir. We want to throw the first charge move against them to hopefully take a shield, but they instead did not shield. No, most probably thinking that it is not a payback, and instead we already get one-shotted by them with a Poltergeist, which is rarely seen on the Dusknoir because usually it runs Shadow Punch and Dynamic Punch, but this one does run the new Poltergeist, in which case it one-shots our Corviknight, and we will try to win this game with our Primeape in the back. And Primeape with shields can flip this matchup versus the Carbink, because Carbink does not have any fast move pressure that can hit against our Primeape at all. And here we are going to throw the boosted Reach Fist against them, and they will have to shield because they are a Shadow Pokemon, and get their last shield for our Furret later on to take this game. Because we're already at the Swift, we will charge more priority with them. Even though we lose, we do have that shield to protect us and take this win. Now the third game, we are going against a person with a name Justin Bieber. So they have a Shadow Fortress in the back, and we immediately swap out into our Furret because Fortress has access to Volt Switch, which will do super effective damage versus our Corviknight, and we do not want that, especially in the early game, not knowing what they have in the back. And here they come back in with the Shadow Fortress after their Shadow Golok is deleted by our Furret. Even though now we are now even shields, which is good because now we can come in with our we can come in with our Primeape and beat out their last Pokemon, which is Shadow Alola Ninetales, in which case our Corviknight will be able to handle it pretty convincingly with double iron heads, and because of that they decided to just forfeit the game. And we can go on to this next battle with a Shadow Glyscore in the lead. A lot of Shadow Pokemons in this video. They throw perfectly on the charge move, in which case it's very bad for us because now our Corviknight is very low on energy. So we decided to just try to save the shields here on Primeape, try to farm it all the way down and launch one charge move on the Glyscore. Glyscore is fairly frail, especially the Shadow variant, so we are immediately going to throw close combat because we won't be able to get to charge move anyway. So we are going to throw the close combat, and here they have a Bastiodon in the back. Corviknight, even though it will have a good time against it, especially in the neutral shield, because Sand Attack is double super effective and Iron Head will do neutral. But we decided to go into Furret because Furret does have quite a bad time versus the Glyscore, and Corviknight has a better time. And as you can see here, after the Trailblaze gets launched, the attack boost ensures that Furret chunks it all the way down, and here we are going to try and get Bastiodon out of the way of the Corviknight so that we are able to get them with the Sky Attack on the Shadow Glyscore to take the game. And I think there is one more battle left in this video, and we have a Medicham in the lead. In this instance, we want to stay in as well because Medicham is a matchup that we can win. We will throw a Sky Attack versus the Medicham, hopefully to take them out, or even take a shield is no problem. But Sky Attack, even with the the damage increase, still won't do enough for us. But it's okay because now we have a lot of energy to use later on if needed, and they come in with the Carbink and we will go in with the Furret, and they decided to just stay in with the Carbink, which is fairly interesting because and decided to shield the first Trailblaze, which indicates to me that they have something in the back that might also have an issue with the Trailblaze attacks. And here they have Steelix as their closer, in which case that Primeape again will have a good time sweeping this game because we can just double up on the close combats and throw it against the Carbink to take it out. So this is how generally the team works, is that Corviknight will hopefully try to take a shield or basically get them down fairly low in HP so that Furret can clean up and gain an energy depth advantage, and to set up Primeape for the win. So let me know what you think about this team. Do suggest to me what other Pokemons you would like me to try, especially in the Great League Remix. I will try out any Pokemon that you might have to suggest for me, and that's all from me, and I'll see you in the next one.